All right, guys. I'm so happy that everybody's here. It's so good to see all of you guys. And for those that I don't see, I'm just happy that you're here. So thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy schedules and busy lives to support me. It means a lot to me, and I can't begin to share with you guys how excited I am about this. Like you guys know, I know all of you very well. You know me pretty well, but I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what I've been working on just over the last month. Um, and then I'm going to turn it over to two other wonderful ladies, Abby and Terry, who are going to take it away. So yeah, I am born and raised in Southern Maryland, as you guys all know. I'm a licensed social worker, and I practice diagnosing and treating mental health as my full-time career, which is something I absolutely love. I'm in my dream job. I've wanted to do this for a long time, so I am thankful that I'm finally here doing it. Over the last, I think 5 months or so since 2020 started, it's been an interesting year, guys, but there's really been 3 things that have happened in my life that have really prompted me to start paying more attention to my wellness and my health. And the first of those things, and I don't know if a lot of you know this about me or not, but the first is back in February. I had a scare. I ended up falling down a flight of stairs and hit the back of my head, and ended up suffering a concussion from that. And thankfully I'm okay, and I'm really thankful and blessed that it wasn't worse than it was. But that experience was really scary for me, and it really pushed me to start thinking about what I'm doing to really take care of myself. And it reminded me that I'm not immune from having things happen to me in my life. Another thing that I've been experiencing, as all of you have been experiencing, is COVID, right? So this has definitely been an interesting year so far, because we are all literally in the same storm right now. COVID is touching all corners of the world. I don't think there's any person who has not been impacted by it in some way, shape, or form. And so naturally, I've been thinking more and more about how I'm taking care of myself throughout this pandemic, and what would I do if I were to contract the virus, and how would I be able to fight it? Like, how would my immune system be, and would I be healthy enough to maintain my own wellness, my own health? And God forbid if somebody else in my life were to contract it as well. So COVID has really been getting me thinking more and more about my own health. And then the third thing that has happened this year for me, which really prompted me to start thinking more and more about my health, is I turned 30 last month. So I feel officially old. My 20s are gone, and it was a tricky transition to let go of my 20s. But I realized, I think when I turned 30 last month, that I'm not getting any younger, and I'm certainly not getting any healthier. And I feel like in my 20s, I just kind of like floated along and maybe waited for a sign or for something to happen for me to really take control of what I'm doing to take care of myself. And of course, naturally, nothing happened. You know, I finally come to this realization that nothing's going to change unless I make the changes and I put in the work. So that's kind of where I'm at so far in 2020. It's been quite an interesting year, but I think I've kind of like, in my mind, I've entitled it the year of challenge and change for me. Because like I just shared with you guys, I've had some challenges, but all of them have been positive in the way that they have pushed me finally to start making some simple changes in my own life. Some of those changes, which if anybody follows me on Instagram, you guys have been noticing that I've been walking. That's probably one of the biggest changes I've made so far just in the last month. And I'm not an exercise girl at all. For anyone who knows me really well, I'm like the last person in the world who will go out and exercise on my own free will. I was that kid in gym class who avoided like extracurricular physical activity. I was always the last person to get picked because I hated all of that stuff. But one thing I do love is walking. And so I've been spending a lot of time doing that every single day, whether it's sunny out or whether it's raining out. I've been pushing myself to go out and walk. And I can't tell you guys how much of an impact that has had on my own mental health so far. I just feel like I'm balancing my own stress management differently, and getting myself back out in nature and really reconnecting with that has been so beneficial. Another change I've made is I recently started engaging in Juice Plus. So you guys, if you're following me on social media, you'll also see that I've been becoming more and more involved with that. And that's a huge part of my own wellness journey now. So I have been taking the Juice Plus capsules in the morning. And I've also been taking the omegas, plant-based omegas, in the evening. And I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about the results that I've been noticing so far. And I've also recently gotten into the tower gardens. So again, on Instagram, I think even today, I put up my story about how I put my tower together. I'm really excited about that. I've been given this opportunity to really take back control of what I put in my own body, whether it comes to the nutrients, food, the water, all of those different things. And so with the tower garden, I'm super excited about being able to grow my own fruits and veggies and herbs and produce, especially with everything going on in the world right now and the uncertainty of whether or not all of those things are going to be available to us. So that's been huge for me. And one thing I always share with my clients in therapy is you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And I feel like I've shared that with therapy clients, I've shared it with people in my personal life, but I really haven't taken my own advice. So I'm at this place in my life now where, I'm experiencing these different challenges. They're pushing me to make changes, and I'm finally ready, I think, to start taking my own advice of taking care of myself in a better way than I have been. So with Juice Plus, I wanted to share with you guys some of the results that I've been experiencing. So I have with me what I've been taking. This, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, this is the fruits capsules. So I've been taking these in the morning. The veggie ones are here, and then the berry blends. So every morning when I get up, I've been pushing myself to drink water, because that's something I'm not good at. I don't really do it like I should. But I've been taking these capsules, and it's probably been, what, Abby? I think it's been a little over 2 weeks now since I started. And already I'm feeling more energized throughout the day. And that for me is huge. Being in a mental health private practice, I'm seeing clients on the hour, every hour, back to back, all day. And as much as I love doing that, it's also very exhausting by the end of the day. So in the past, I would find myself getting completely drained by like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. And some days I'm working until 8 p.m. So since I started taking these capsules in the morning and getting these nutrients, I'm really finding myself more energized. I'm getting through these late afternoon, evening sessions, and I'm feeling good. I don't feel like I need to reach for a coffee or grab some caffeine. So that's huge for me. The other thing that's awesome is I've been taking these omegas, plant-based omegas, in the evening, and I absolutely love these, you guys. I'm going to brag on them a little bit because, one, you're getting the omegas from plants. I'm not getting them from fish, which most omega supplements come from. And I'm pretty sure I have a fish allergy, so that's been good to not have any negative side effects. But the other thing is they're helping me sleep. And for anybody who knows me, sleep has always been a challenge. I usually struggle falling asleep at night and staying asleep. And I definitely experience anxiety, on a regular daily basis. So being able to sleep in the evening and feeling rested when I wake up is a big deal. And I'm really excited about these. So I wanted to share those results with you guys. I'm really excited about my journey and feeling ready to make these changes and being able to share it with all of you, because at the end of the day, you guys are the ones that are keeping me accountable, and you're helping me feel more motivated. And even by sharing my story on social media, it's pushing me to remain vulnerable. But I'm finding that I'm being more bold and, becoming more brave as I do this, because I'm out of my comfort zone. And this is not typically something that I would have done last year. So thank you guys so much for being here, for supporting me, and for listening. And I hope that maybe something that I said tonight will help you guys start thinking about your own wellness journey and where you're at now. And if you're not where you want to be, how can you get there? What do you need to do in order to take the steps to become healthier? So thank you guys. I'm going to turn it over to Abby now.
Thank you, Kelsey, for sharing your story and being vulnerable. I know that it can be hard to do that. And so I think there's something really beautiful about vulnerability, especially during this season. And so I'm excited to take just a few minutes to share my story with you, and how my life has been impacted by Juice Plus and fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I didn't believe that something this good existed. And so you may be thinking that while you're watching this, going, there's no way something this good exists. And I thought the same thing. To give you a visual of myself, my health started to go downhill. In 2015, I was 5'8" and about 100 pounds. I couldn't keep food inside of my body. I would go to the bathroom the minute that I would eat. And it was horrible. You name it, I did it. I was on anti-anxiety and depression medication because after the gut issues commenced, the anxiety and the depression followed suit. I don't know if you know this, but 95% of our serotonin is actually held in the lining of our gut. And so a lot of people that have anxiety and depression also have gut issues. And so the anxiety and depression occurred. It came out of nowhere, blindsided me. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And let's be real. You don't take your health seriously, usually, until something bad happens or you have to care about it, because we all just think that things are good until something like this that's happening in our world or something personal happens to you. And so I had been that way. I thought that I was healthy, and I thought that I was taking care of myself. And so I went and I saw a holistic doctor because I started to get addicted to my anxiety and depression medication. And I just decided that was not the route that I wanted to go. That was a personal decision that I made. I had hormone stuff done and you name it, I did it. I got rid of gluten in my diet. I got rid of dairy. And I was discouraged. At this point, it had been about a 3 or 4 year journey. And I remember just thinking, these are the cards that I've been dealt, and this is the way that it's going to be. And so I just need to learn to live with my new normal. And then my mom shared Juice Plus with me. And I remember looking at her like she had 5 heads. I was like, I'm sorry, what? I said, you think fruits and vegetables are going to fix me? And she was like, I really believe that this could help you, Abby. And so after some time, I nibbled on it and I was like, okay. She was like, you have nothing to lose. Give this a go. And so I did. And I can't tell you how grateful I am that I made that decision, because had I not, I don't know what my life would look like right now. And so maybe you can relate to some of that, or maybe you are thinking, I'm not to that point, but I don't want to get to that point. With whatever it is, because health issues usually come knocking on our doorstep in some way, shape, or form. We least expect it, and all of a sudden we're like, holy smokes, what do I do? And so my journey began with Juice Plus in January of 2018. I've been on the product almost 2.5 years. And over that entire year, because my mom asked me to commit to the product for a year, she said, please give this a year. And if at the end of the year you feel no different, you can walk away. And so that was the commitment that I gave. And I've not looked back since. So in that year, I was able to start eating food and not be nauseous, which was huge, because usually I would eat and immediately go on the couch. After I went to the bathroom, I would be on the couch for about an hour with nausea. And it was miserable. I mean, I hated food is so social. It's so fun. I hated going out and doing things with people. It was just miserable because I hated it the way I felt afterward. And then I was able to start consuming some gluten, which was crazy huge because that was not something that I was able to do. And then months 9, 10, 11, and 12 in that year, so September to really December, my day-to-day anxiety and depression completely went away. I started incorporating the plant-based omegas and shredding, which is our a 10-day detox program where you're shredding the things that don't serve you and incorporating things that do. There's 10 different guidelines. And if you have more questions about that, you can ask Kelsey or myself, and we'd love to chat with you about it. But it was an incredible year of health. And in that year, I made the decision to partner with the company because I was like, I have a gift to share with the world. And more people need to know about this, because if somebody hadn't been courageous enough, if my mom had let what I said, I was like, what, are you crazy? If she had let that stop her, I wouldn't be here today. And Kelsey and I had a conversation almost 2 years ago about this. And so it just goes to show you that if Kelsey hadn't had the opportunity to come and share with you today, and my mom hadn't had the opportunity to share with me, who knows where would we be in this journey? And so it's an incredible thing to come full circle. And so I felt this obligation and this due diligence to share this with other people. And I feel that now more than ever with what's going on in our world, because health is now the blaring message on the screen. What is your health like? What is your immune system like? What are your habits like? Sleep, water, all of the things. And so it's a gift to get to sit before you today and share a little bit of my story with you. And I want to pose something to you. You may be like me and be a little bit of a skeptic and say, what, is this really this good? But here's what I want to say to you. You have nothing to lose in giving fruits and vegetables a try, because they can't hurt you. They can only help your body. And that's exactly what this is. And so I'm excited to transition over to Terry. She's going to share a little bit of her story with you and then dive into the details of Juice Plus, what's in the bottle, and all those things in between. So Terry has been in this industry for 27 years. She is a mom, a grandma, a health enthusiast, and she's passionate about empowering women and families all over the world. So Terry, take it away, friend.
Let me unmute myself. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Kelsey, for inviting me to be a part of your program this evening. I'm honored that you would ask me to share my story with your friends and your family. I said yes to Juice Plus 27 years ago, and I've not missed a day in 27 years. And our stories are somewhat similar. You know, my background is in the fitness industry. I'm the girl that stood in front of the room with the microphone, you know, saying step touch. And even though I worked out 2 and 3 times a day, instead of having, you know, vibrant, vital health, my health was diminishing. And if you go back 30 years ago, you know, the autoimmune labels were just starting to show up. And the word inflammation was just starting to show up. But I was becoming an inflammatory nightmare with incredibly severe periodontal disease. And like Abby, my gut health was becoming atrocious. Okay, my gut health was a mess. I was diagnosed with IBS, and later that diagnosis was changed to a very severe, very rare Crohn's disease. And like Abby, it didn't matter what I ate. Within 20 minutes, I'd be doubled up in somebody's bathroom, you know, waiting. And I find it fascinating that, you know, God has put Abby in my life now. And, you know, here we are, decades apart. And Kelsey, I laughed when you said, you know, turning 30. Well, you know, wait till 60 hits you. But here's the deal. It was 27 years ago that I literally became very much aware that even though I worked out all the time, drank water, took my whey protein, vitamin queen, took every amino known to man. I read Fit Magazine. I read Muscle Magazine. Those were the periodicals that came into my home. I had terrible health. And I was looking and searching. I couldn't be the kind of mom I wanted to be. I had very little quality of life. I hurt from head to toe. Every day was like the first day of a bad flu for me. And 27 years ago, Answer to Prayer showed up. It was a nurse in my neighborhood who was calling me all the time. And 27 years ago, when the phone rang, do you know what we did? We answered it. Okay, actually, we ran to the phone. Do you guys remember running to the phone saying, I'll get it, I'll get it, I'll get it? I mean, I don't know how old you all are, but I remember I'll get it. And so I would answer the phone, and here was this woman. She didn't even know me, but she'd heard about me in Plano, Texas. She knew I was a burnt out, struggling fitness professional. And I allowed her to come to visit. And she walked through my front doors carrying those twin packs, those capsules that Kelsey showed you. I didn't know kale was good for you. Nobody was talking about, are you kidding? 27 years ago, nobody was talking about kale and greens and beets and parsley. It was a very strange conversation, but there was something about her message. And I was desperate, and I said yes. And you know what happened? My body started to respond to the nutrition in the capsules. And your body will respond to nutrition. I'm not unique. We are all the same way. If we adhere to some natural laws by which we were created, and we were created to eat plants, an all-knowing creator made us in such a fashion that we are to eat roots, fruits, greens, beans, seeds, and weeds. That's what your cells recognize as food. Roots, fruits, greens, beans, seeds, weeds. And we have evolved into a society that eats meat, sweets, pies, fries, cakes, shakes, chips, and dips. And we wonder why we're all inflammatory nightmares. We wonder how 1 out of 3 will have cancer. We wonder why 1 million Americans will die from cardiovascular disease. We wonder why all these autoimmune labels that are showing up now in young people is becoming common. We wonder, why are we anxious? Why are we depressed? And Abby, you were right. Your serotonin, your dopamine, all resides within the lining of your gut. Your immune system lives in your gut, and your gut is screaming for real food. I wish I had time to get into an entire lecture on the microbiome, but I won't do that here. So here's the deal, guys. We're created to eat plants, and that's what Juice Plus is. It's an answer to prayer. This company found a way to grow, you know, the broccoli, the kale, the spinach, okay, the cranberries, the peaches, without herbicides, without pesticides. Imagine, this is the cleanest produce you could ever find. Take it into a juicing process, juice it, pulverize it, you know, reduce it to a powder form without losing the nutrition. And here's the best part, it gets to your cells very quickly. It's like pre-digested food. So you swallow your Juice Plus, it gets to your cells. And this is how we're made. Cells become tissues, tissues become organs, organs become organ systems. So every system in your body, endocrine, immune, cardiovascular, reproductive, pulmonary, every system is better nourished. So here's the miracle. The miracle is that I'm a healing machine, but so are you. We are all healing machines. When we put in the fuel that we were designed to eat, this body can get about the business of taking care of health. And today, Kelsey, I know you talked about COVID. I want to see the media blasting information about lifestyle in COVID. The water, the sleep, the stress reduction, eating plants, avoiding sugar, avoiding processed food, avoiding alcohol, avoiding caffeine. But I don't expect that anytime soon. So we are on a mission to help people get well and stay well. And I've been doing this for 27 years, and I'm here to tell you I never, ever tired of it. You know, I said yes to sharing this because I saw incredible changes to my boys. All 3 of them had incredible learning challenges. And I said, put them on Juice Plus, and the 2 that were medicated got off the meds, and the one who couldn't get off the sofa woke up. And I changed the trajectory of the lives of my children by putting them on Juice Plus. We are a Juice Plus family. We take everything. Kelsey, the fruits, the vegetables, the berries, those omegas. I didn't know that you had a traumatic concussion. I had a traumatic concussion 4 years ago. Wiped out, brand new driveway, wiped out, both feet in the air, knocked myself out completely unconscious in my front yard. And I credit the fruits, the vegetables, and berries to bring that inflammation down in my brain. And then those omegas had just hit the market, Kelsey. And that was the food that my brain was screaming for. As a matter of fact, I was on a call with a very, very, very well-known neurosurgeon who said to me, I understand you just came out with a new omega. I want you eating them all day long. And it absolutely saved my life. There's no doubt about it. So I said yes to sharing the product because there's not a man, woman, or child that doesn't need this. What started for me as a few people in Plano, Texas in 27 years has become an international business. I do what I love what I do. And because of this business in 27 years, you know, I've been able to create a very significant 6-figure income. And I do that in service to people. I do that. My hope, my prayer every morning is, how shall I serve? So thank you for asking me to be on the call tonight. Take it back, Abby.
Thank you, Terry. I want to take just a minute to share a Tower Garden video with you. I know Kelsey mentioned that she has started that journey. It is all of the rage right now. Obviously, the capsules are absolutely incredible. It's nutrition made simple, but there is something also incredible about being able to walk out your door and grab fresh produce, better than organically grown because there's no pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers used. It's just minerals and water. And so I'm going to share my screen with you really quick and share a quick video with you before we close out and let you go for the evening.
Garden's state-of-the-art aeroponic vertical garden system uses both water and air to produce more colorful, better tasting, and incredibly nutritious fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Tower Garden has a 20-gallon reservoir at its base that stores the Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Developed by experts in plant and human nutrition, Tower Tonic Mineral Blend enables superior plant growth and better nutrition from your Tower Garden produce. The process begins once the seedlings have been placed in your Tower Garden. Here they will be nourished with Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Inside the reservoir is a small, low-wattage submersible pump. The pump pushes the nutrient solution up through the tower to the top. From there, the nutrient solution drips through the central tower using a special device that evenly cascades the solution over the exposed plant roots. On the journey down the tower, the nutrient solution feeds the roots and becomes highly oxygenated as it cascades gently down the reservoir. This process is continuous, providing fresh oxygen, water, and nutrients to the roots of the plants. This patented aeroponic process enables food crops to grow faster than they would in soil, so they can be harvested more often. And it makes Tower Garden the healthier, easier, smarter way to grow your produce.
All right. Well, Kelsey, I'm going to let you thank everyone and say goodnight, but thank you for your time, y'all. It was a gift to be able to share with you this evening.
Yeah, and guys, like Abby said and Terry said, I'm just so thankful that you all took the time out of your nights to come support all of us, and especially me. It means so much to me, and I'm so excited to be able to continue to share my journey with all of you, and you guys help me at the end of the day stay accountable. So I appreciate each and every one of you for that. So I hope you guys have a great night, and please let me know if you have questions or if you want to talk more about anything. I'm here for that. So thank you guys.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.